Hi guys, my name is Megan Rorabeck, and in this video we are going to talk about proper pelvic positioning while riding the bike. So just a brief overview, if you watch the other videos you'll know this, but the pelvic floor, we have the sit bones here, the pubic rami here, and then the tailbone in the back. So depending on how we're positioned on our saddle and on our bike, there's an ideal position so that we're less likely to cause any pain or discomfort through this area. So if we think about the pelvis being on the bike, if we're super rounded forward, that would be like a super aggressive position, and you have an incorrect saddle type. That can put a lot of pressure again through kind of the front part of our pelvis. If we're in this posterior pelvic tilt or more slouched, that will put more pressure through our tailbone in the back. So what we want to do when we're on the bike, we want to be positioned in just a slight rounded forward, but our spine will still be relatively neutral, and that will help keep this whole area through our trunk and our pelvic floor really stable. So there's this thing called length tension relationship that our muscles have. So think of a rubber band. If it's really stretched out, it loses its elasticity and it can't function correctly. The same thing happens to our muscles. So if we position ourselves in just this slightly rounded forward position, we're at the best length tension for our glutes and our hamstrings in the back to be really powerful through that pedal stroke, through our hip flexors and our core in the front to be powerful on that upstroke of the pedal stroke. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hop on the bike and show you what this actually looks like. Just keeping in mind that we're kind of going after this position here, not here, and again, not here. So if I'm in a position that is going to be more aggravating to my tailbone, that's going to be this more kind of slouched position. And again, we have to think about the bike setup. So maybe you have a higher risen handlebars. Even if your handlebars are higher, you want to be mindful that you're not slouching on the bike. So if you see my pelvis here, I'm neutral, here I'm slouching. That slouched position will put more pressure through your tailbone. If we are really rounded forward in the super aggressive position, that puts a lot of pressure right through the pubic bones in the front, and they do make saddles that are more accommodating to those more aggressive positions. My saddle is not that. So just a general kind of good position to be in would be that slight roundedness, which I'm going from here to here. My core is engaged and tight. My spine is long, and that puts me at the best length tension relationship, versus if I were to have a saggy spine like this, I'm not going to be as powerful through my posterior chain. And if I have a really arched and rounded spine, I'm also not going to be as powerful because I'm too lengthened through the back. So again, if we kind of come into the wrong positions, that can help you find the right position. Really rounded backwards, not good for the tailbone. Really rounded forward, not good for the pubic bone. That kind of neutral spot right here, core is tight, and then we're coming forward. So we have more of that neutral spine position. A lot of this will be gone over with you and done if you get a bike fit, but those are things to just be mindful of and play around with when you're cycling on your bike, and see if you can find that neutral pelvis, neutral spine, core tight position, and see how you feel. If you want to learn more, give me a follow. I'm at Between the Hips.